Hello everyone and welcome to CASCAR. You join me live for the Wingnut 200 here at Michigan International Speedway. Don't ask why I messed that up. Anyway, we are here at Michigan here tonight for the Wingnut 200. It is going to be a fantastic race we have ahead of us. Man, I am tripping over my words. It's that excitement from just watching the NASCAR finish of the season over at Phoenix. Kyle Larson able to take home the season championship. Very cool. So with that now, we're going to be continuing on with the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series to see who can get crowned the champion here. Michigan is where we are at, like I've said, and we are in for a 2-mile, very similar to Auto Club kind of racing. And it's going to be about a super speedway for the first 10 or so laps. I am excited to see what these guys can do behind the wheel of these things, especially at a big track. I want to thank Wingnut Productions for sponsoring this week's race. You can check them out over at the link that I'll be putting in the chat now, and you'll see on your screen later on if you're watching on YouTube. You can check them out at www.facebook.com/wingnutprod. Well, with that, we're going to have a fantastic race. You're going to see that we are still in the qualifying session here tonight due to a bit of a mishap we had during the setup of the race. That has meant that now it is an open qualifying session. And we can go ahead and cover a little bit of that. Go and look on the left side of your screen. You can see that Rob Carl is currently leading your field with Brandon Fiedler running in second position. Michael Sparks, one of the rookies in the series, is currently up into third position with Selvan Seguin currently running in fourth. Jeffrey Belk running in fifth. Will Cloud in sixth. I think this is Will's second start here in the CASCAR Cup Series, so it's good to see another returning face. It's been a while since we've seen him. Wes Gallop, also in a, not his first start, but another returning start here in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series, running in seventh. If you remember back from last season, it was Wes Gallop that was able to finish in second position after just coming into the race with absolutely zero practice. I know it was a bit of a shock to me, as it was everybody else, that he was able to do so well, and that was in a helmet stalker paint, which is why he is running it here tonight. Hallahan running in 8th, Coluccio 9th, Paul Ems in 10th, Mundell in 12th. Brian Fradian rounds out in 13th with Ashton Ricci, who runs Wingnut Productions right there in 14th. Once again, you can check them out at www.facebook.com/wingnutprod. Then finally, Matt Malavagna in 15th, and Cody Snyder and Mark LaPierre rounding out the rest of your field. Like I said, we are in for an absolute treat of a race here tonight. I am excited to see what we can all do to get this fantastic race off of the ground. With that now, we're going to be heading into the race session, and we're going to make sure we go ahead and run through your qualifying grid. All right. I think it appears graphics are giving us our fantastic overlay sets that we're going to be seeing here tonight. Starting on pole is going to be Rob Carl there with Brandon Fiedler alongside. Michael Sparks in third. Selvan Seguin currently running in fourth. Able to get that position. He was able to lock it in. Jeffrey Belk in fifth in row number 3 with Will Cloud alongside. The 2 4-globe cars going to be running alongside here tonight. Row number 4 in 7th position is going to go to Wes Gallop, and then he's going to have Tyler Hallahan in the 88 alongside. Row number 5 is going to go to the inside lane of Patrick Coluccio with Paul Ems alongside. Row number 6 is going to go to the 11th and 12th positions of Kyle Mundell and Greg Snellgrove. Row number 7 is going to have Brian Fradian and then Ashton Ricci on the outside. Then at row number 8 and 15th is going to be Matt Malavagna. Then rounding out the rest of the field, which we are not able to see, is going to be Cody Snyder and Mark LaPierre. 17 cars make the field here tonight in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series. Once again, thank you to Schroeder Plumbing for giving us a fantastic Cup Series that we get to watch every single week, just about, with a few breaks every now and then. Hope all of you had a nice time watching the end of the NASCAR Cup Series at Phoenix. Our season end is going to be a pretty good while away over in Las Vegas. But tonight we are here at Michigan with the Wingnut Productions 200. So thank you to them for sponsoring this week's race. It is a joy to have on the sponsors that we do. As I said before, Rob Carl is going to be leading the field to the green flag there in his number 2 Great Lakes Esports Chevrolet Camaro behind the Iverson.com pace truck. Shorter plumbing Spider-Man paint. Brandon Fiedler alongside. A whole bunch of fantastic sounding cars we've got out here. Can't wait to see them all go around this mammoth of a 2-mile D-shaped oval. It's going to be a tricky race here tonight, that is for sure, here in the CASCAR Cup Series. About the first 5 to 10 laps, roughly, anywhere in there, is going to be pretty flat foot. Hoping to stay in the draft and keep a consistent pace going around turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Hoping to apex your lines just right. It's a very wide racing surface, so that is going to make this a lot of fun. However, the danger does come into that tire wear is a very big factor in your danger here. So we're going to see how that plays off. Once again, thank you to Pierce Graphics for giving us our overlay package, and Frankenstein Metalworks for sponsoring us up here. So now we watch your field come around turn 3 to go into 4. It's a big racetrack. Takes a bit to get to our finish. Mark Lapierre starting from the rear of the field. He had a really good run yesterday in the CASCAR League Designs Truck Series, which you can join for free. Find out more information on www.cascar.net. With that, the iRacing Pace Truck does pull off, and Rob Carl and Brandon Fiedler are going to lead your field to the green. As they enter the Geico restart zone, green flag! We're going to be flying now here in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series. Wingnut Productions 200. We are off to a fantastic start. It looks like your leaders are absolutely gone, and checked out Michael Sparks. Currently running a pretty good launch he has off of there in third. He's got Sylvan Seguin, though, on his outside, who are going to be putting up any second, as Jeffrey Belk is looking to see if he can find a way around. Currently struggling to see if he can get a way through, though, as they're now 3 wide heading down the backstretch here on lap number 1. Will Cloud now on the outside of Sparks and Belk, and they're now going to be resuming back to 2 wide there for just a second before they resume back to 3. That's the awesome part about this racetrack. Its wide surface allows for 3 wide action almost non-stop. See the positions there on the left-hand side of your screen as Rob Carl leads the field now, running through turn number 2. Jeffrey Belk sticking to the outside line. That is the choice of the day, it seems like, out of him. I got to see that a lot yesterday in the League Designs Truck Series, able to hop in and see how these guys like to race there in their trucks, and sticking to the outside seemed to be a really good game plan. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Belk, who was able to come in third for that race, and Wes Gallop there currently running in 7th in the number 9 Helmet Stalker Toyota Camry. He was able to win the race, which is honestly a very big accomplishment here in CASCAR. Good to see you out in the chat, Brett. And you're right, that is not Will Cloud running in 5th position. That's good old Billy Stratus. That's right. Just for a little bit of context, that is just a running joke that there is between a lot of guys that we have here, to our audience that is unfamiliar. Michael Sparks, though, was able to start in 3rd and is now down into 8th position. Your field is getting all shuffled up as these guys are moving around, trying to see who can run where. As they're 3 wide going across the start-finish line. Brian Fradian there in the 81 on the bottom. Sylvan Seguin currently still running in 3rd position. He's got, oh, collision with a 55! Oh, that is a lot of damage there onto Jeffrey Belk. His car is in pretty good shape, though, in terms of not being spun around, but that is a lot of... Oh, they're wrecking down the backstretch, too. That is going to bring out your yellow here at the Wingnut Productions 200. Give us one moment. We'll go ahead and make sure we take a look and see just what happened there under that incident. That is a big one for sure. All right, so first of all, we're going to start a little bit further back here in our race so we can see just what happened. We head on in now to see. Watch on that outside lane entering into turn number 1. That's Jeffrey Belk on the outside. Sylvan Seguin just goes right up the track. Slams into Jeffrey Belk on the outside. Thankfully, Will Cloud and Wes Gallop avoid the incident. However, that is some heavy damage that he has. But as now they all start to race down into turn number 2, just leaving now. They're 3 wide, almost about to shoot at 4. Patrick Lucio stops to prevent that. Wes Gallo turns the 42 of Michael Sparks. It looks like he came up the racetrack, Sparks did, and that caused a huge accident to play out there. We can go ahead and rewind and take a little bit closer look at that once again. You can see they're coming off the exit of 2. You can see that 42 comes up to block the 9. Just misguesses the pace a little bit. I've seen that far, far too many times. Absolutely sent up, and that has hurt a lot of drivers here. And that, I think a little bit of net code, or maybe Greg just yanked on the wheel there between him and Matt Malvania, sending them both down, as that is going to leave a lot of drivers with damage. Well, we are back in now, and this is a lot of cars under pit stops. Expect this to be not quite a fuel mileage race, but almost close to it, because it is going to be a lot of time filling up they're going to have to do to make sure they can make it to the end of this race. Greg Snellgrove, who was a big proponent in that wreck, is currently down into 16th position, but he's been able to recover okay. 42 of Michael Sparks behind there, now in 16th, as Greg was able to get the 15th back. Let's see, how is the recovery for Jeffrey Belt going? We can slide on over there and take a little bit of a closer look. It looks like the 55 is doing pretty good. Just good to see. These guys get 1 fast repair. That's right. 1 fast repair here in the CASCAR Cup Series. Able to take that repair and make himself for competitive again. Unfortunately, it is a really big travesty. You have to get rid of it so early on in the race. You hate to see it, but he's going to be in a pretty good position going forward, though. In terms of a competitive car, he's just got to make sure he stays out of those incidents as he rolls on by. Tyler Hyhan is currently running in 11th position in his 88 BTT machine. Not good to see too much of Tyler, so it's good to see him once again. And Wes Gallo there, who was involved in that accident, I think, yeah, he did not go in for repairs. He has still got some damage there up on his front right, but I think he assumes that it's going to keep driving okay, so he is going to be sticking out as they resume back to 2 wide racing. On the green flag drop, we're going to be going once more. See the Movember machine out of Kyle Mundell there, the number 34. Switch to Chevrolet for Grand River Racing, and some new teammates taken on as well there from Mundell. He was a single-car team last season with the Toyota Camry. This season switched over to Chevrolet and now has Ben McDonald, who was unable to make this week's race, and Patrick Coluccio, all driving for him. So it's good to see some drivers out there, and we see Mundell and Coluccio there right next to each other. Coluccio switched from the 44 to the 18 this season, running back in his Sports Fanatics podcast. Paul M is going to be alongside ex-teammate. Knowing these guys, I don't expect too much trouble out of old team rivalries or anything. Brian Fradiendo is going to be starting in 3rd position behind Brandon Fiedler and Rob Carl. Remember, this is different from how it was last season. As soon as the pace truck goes off, you have to wait until you see the green flag drop before you can go. And now, as they leave turn number 4, they head through the front stretch here at the D-shaped oval of Michigan as they head into the Geico restart zone. And green flag, away we go here at CASCAR. Whoa, 4 wide already. I think they are trying to get a really big start there on the back. Not a great position to be in, but they soon chill out a little bit. I think they... that passing before the line penalty might come into play for a couple of those guys, because that is unfortunate. Now, as Brandon Fiedler is able to take away the lead here in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series, until Rob Carl there is now back alongside and now has a really good run down the backstretch as they enter turn number 3. Rob has got it as he leads the field through the turns. Coluccio way out high, trying to see if a line like that is going to work out there. So he's trying to give space to everyone down below. Almost 4 wide as they're currently running 3 down across the front stretch as your leaders race on by. Wes Gallo now running in 7th position. He is not doing so hot after that damage I knew it would be a little bit more of a problem than he likes to think it is. You can see him, he's dropping a little bit more than I think he notices. Is there now 3 wide once more? Whoa, 3 wide, 3 back too. Big push there onto Coluccio there from Belk, as they're all trying to chase Sale Van Seguin, who's currently running in 7th position with his Napa Auto Parts 66. Paul M's back up into the top 5, now running in 5th position as he's trying to chase down Kyle Mundell. In front is Brian Fradian, is trying to make a run at the leaders in front. This becomes a question, do you save up your tires or do you burn them up now, as we see Ashton Rigi coming up alongside of M's there on the bottom. Not able to make any kind of pass, but he's there. Whoa, huge block out of Sale Van Seguin onto Jeffrey Belk, but Jeff able to just dodge that one as he pulls alongside now as they enter turn number 3. I think that's something we're starting to see. A lot of these guys that we don't usually see too much up front are having some struggles when it comes off of leaving or entering some of the turns, and it's starting to affect some of your drivers that you see up in the front a bit more often. Bit of a struggle there as we see Greg Snellgrove pushing Ashton now up into 6th position once again. Greg in 7th, and that Atlantic carrier number 22. Fradian and M's currently side drafting to see who can get up towards the front and give a challenge to Rob Carl, who is now almost a half second in the lead in front of these guys. However, the drivers behind do have the advantage of some more draft, as we see Brian Fradian taking a really fast line there through turns 3 and 4, trying to make some gains up onto Carl in front. Mundell now running in 3rd position. Okay. Thank you, man. Anyway. Enter turn number 1. Mundell currently still running in 3rd position as Paul M's chases behind. 3 wide once again off the exit of turn number 2. Coluccio files back in as that still leaves the 55 of Jeffrey Belk fighting for positions. These guys are not giving each other up at all. Something we do not often see is these guys ever so close to each other in this constant battle of racing. Fradian now still in 2nd position. Paul M's goes alongside on the bottom. See if he can make some gains there. It looks like he has a real good entry there out of the 28. Looks like he just doesn't quite have the runoff yet, though, to make a position known. He'll be working on that, though, I can assure you now. As that run off the outside lane, especially from Equipment Geek, we're seeing there is Brian Fradian dives down to the bottom on Rob Carl. Can he take the position away? He's almost clear. Can he get it, though? That run from the outside, as we just saw, is good. Even through the front stretch, side by side, as they head down the front stretch. It goes to Carl once again. Fradian just didn't have the run, and his team didn't join him. He now has Paul M's, though, on the bottom as they dive into turn number 1. Can he get it this time through now that he has some help? Teammate behind of Jeffrey Belk, hoping to maybe lend some assistance as all your cars are very close together running down the backstretch. Almost under a blanket, you can throw all of these guys together. This is like super speedway racing, but just with a hair more skill involved. That 81 just has not had the run on Rob yet. However, they're 3 wide now, a little bit further back in the field. Equipment Geek running almost entirely up front. Down towards the bottom they go. That's Tyler Hallahan we're seeing there in 8th position, a bit further ways back in front of Wes Gallop there. Hoping to make some changes. Oh, that's very close there for Wes. Collision between him and the 34 of Mundell as he continues to fall back in the field. He did not take his fast repair, and I think he is hurting. All because of it now, as we see Rob still riding that bottom. He's just able to stay in front of these guys like nobody's business. 49, though, of Brandon Fiedler is not going to let him go easily as they cross the line. I think Brandon Fiedler was looking for some assistance from Brian Fradian now, but he's just not quite there yet. They're starting to spread out just a hair as they're still 3 wide off of the exit at 2. Patrick Coluccio up into 5th position. Collision there off the exit at 2. A lot of drivers around. Wes Gallop around in the field, and yellow is there it is. Yellow is out. Matt Malavagna involved again. Wes Gallop sent to the rear. Give us one moment. We're going to see just what happened here in the CASCAR Short Diplomacy Cup Series. Let's bring that out here at the Wingnut Productions 200. So again, if you want to check out Wingnut Productions, make sure you check out that link I just put on there. And Wingnut Productions does family and motorsports photography up in the Nova Scotia area. So make sure you go and check them out. And they, I know they have some really good pricing. So make sure you do go ahead and check them out. All right, now we can watch the chaos unfold off of the exit of turn number 2. Follow along with the number 9 of Wes Gallop. He's got Will Cloud on the inside, Michael Sparks and Matt Molavagna behind. Leaves off of the exit of 2, Sparks up. Nope, Ashton Riki into the wall. Bit of net code there from Wes Gallop. Nothing he can do to avoid it. Slows down. Matt Molavagna gets into the rear of him. Ashton's still in the wall. Tries to pull away. Sparks is right there, though. I think a hair more net code, and that just absolutely sends the 9 around. Will Cloud able to avoid the incident. Same with Cody Snyder, Mark LaPierre, and Sylvain Seguin tries to dodge, but ends up just getting himself involved again by diving a bit too late to the left. It's the kind of stuff that happens here in the CASCAR Short Diplomacy Cup Series, and it takes some big effects, as you can see. Well, as we rejoin now, a lot of the field is headed onto pit road to hopefully make some recovery. I think oh, okay, Ashton goes into the wall again. I think this is just not his race, even though he is sponsoring it. Just not working out in his favor. Race off of pit road now goes to Jeffrey Belk, able to lead Will Cloud off of the pit road now as we head over to see your leaders of Brandon Fiedler and Rob Carl leading Brian Fradian, as the rest of the field now is going to be leaving pit road on fresh tires and a full tank of fuel. Let's go and bring up Brandon to see how he is doing here this fine Sunday night. Brandon, it's open the booth. Do you read me?
Hey, what's up, Noah?
Well, you're currently leading this race after a very intense battle between you and Rob Carl. How is it going?
Going pretty good. Decided to stay out here because if we came in and pitted, we wouldn't be able to make it to the end make it to the stage break on fuel. So that's kind of what looks like the 3 of our beds are right now to get to the end of this thing.
I see that. I mean, this is a really big strategy race here at Michigan. The fuel mileage is always something to consider, but also the tire wear. How has that been handling up for you guys?
Mine's been pretty good. I think ripping the top side has been helping. I was able to get a nice, a big run on Rob there, just by running the outside. So hopefully I can continue to do that for the rest of this race.
That makes a lot of sense to me. I see you're running your Spider-Man shorter plumbing scheme once again. Is there anything you want to talk about shorter plumbing?
Yeah, sure. So they're just a plumbing company out of southeastern Wisconsin. They handle a lot of residential, and they do like show housing plumbing. At least I think they do. So yeah, that's really all I can say. They do a really good job. It's a nice family-run company, and yeah, they are the best at what they do.
And they're an excellent sponsor here in the CASCAR Short Diplomacy Cup Series.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
All right, well, thank you very much for your time, Brandon. I do appreciate it, and good luck.
Thank you.
That is the number 39 of Brandon Fiedler here in the CASCAR Short Diplomacy Cup Series, running his Schroeder Plumbing number 39. To see that Toyota Camry with Rob Carl alongside. Brandon's going to be sticking it to the top lane. Well, as they head through turns 3 and 4 now, as the iRacing.com pace truck is going to be leading the field to the green flag. If I'm not mistaken, there was a hair of a mishap again with the setup where the race. I think they have infinite faster pairs. However, they will be doing a recovery through the field to make sure nobody is abusing that, because that is not the intended rule. Now, as they leave turn number 4, heading through the front stretch into the Geico restart zone, green flag, and away we go here. Ooh, very evenly matched. I say that, though, the 2 Rob Carl able to get a fantastic start off of the line. Brian Fradian absolutely sleeping on the start, unable to catch up to the guys in front. That is not going to be helping him at all, as Paul Ems is going to be riding behind Jeffrey Belk as they're 3 wide on the exit of turn number 2. Can they survive the onslaught? They can't. 2 is almost around. He saves it, though. The save there out of Rob Carl is impressive. He's got a long way to go, though, to make up that recovery after falling now to the rear. Hopefully he'll be okay. Jeffrey Belk now leads the field with Paul Ems alongside, now taking away the victory here across the line into lap number 21. Paul Ems leads the field. Couldn't Geek behind for 2 and 3. Hoping to chase down that 28 of Paul Ems. Will Cloud, once again, in his very few starts here in the CASCAR Shorter Plumbing Cup Series, up into 4th position with his Pierce Graphics Chevrolet Camaro. Got Matt Malavani behind, though, in the 5 as well. Nope, not the 5, in the 3. I said 5. Anyway. Good wrench number 3. Honestly, I remember our interview we had before Matt Malavani is a huge Dale Earnhardt fan, and it means a lot to him to always be running a good wrench scheme. So it's good to see him back in the black number 3. Tyler Hallahan, though, looking to the inside of Malavani. He takes it. That 88 BTT is going to do anything he can to get back up towards the front. Same with Patrick Coluccio, though, who we saw earlier on was being very competitive and running towards the front, back down into 8th. He's got to see if he can make some recovery and get back up into the top 5. He needs the points for Grand River Racing. Brandon Fiedler continues to run in 3rd position, now toggling down into 4th with Greg Snellgrove alongside. Now your rest of the field is beginning to catch up. You can see it now as they head across the start-finish line. There's a lot of cars up here. Paul Ems is continuing to run away with this race. I mean, Paul has had one heck of a week. I've seen him throughout the week. He's just been having a real rough time. So it's good to see him out towards the front and being able to lead to a fair amount of clean areas. Now he's got a teammate, though, behind of Great White North Racing driver and team point there of Greg Snellgrove. Jeffrey Belk, though, still in 3rd. He's got Tyler Hallahan behind. What is up with Great White North? Hallahan goes around. Tyler Hallahan up into 3rd now for the season. I think that is almost high as Patrick Coluccio. What is going on here? Red River Racing up now into 5th. Almost about to take over 4th there from Jeffrey Belk. Will Cloud, who's originally running in 4th, is now down into 8th as Kyle Mundell goes up into 7th on the inside. Keep in mind, this is a 200-mile race, 100 laps. Stage is going to be on lap 50. About a quarter of the way through the race, just about. Means this race is just only beginning to heat up. Marc Lapierre pulls a pass on the 81 of Brian Fradian. Marc Lapierre was a weapon last night over in the League Designs Truck Series, which you can check out more information on www.cascar.net. And that 8, I mean, he really has been on the move. Still being able to recover himself up now into 10th position here in the Cup Series. See what he's able to do going forward. Quimby is struggling here tonight, falling, further and further back in terms of positions. Cody Snyder running in 15th. Everyone just trying to make some recoveries right now from what it seems like. Greg Snellgrove out to the lead, though, as Great White North is running 1, 2, 3. And previous teammate of Patrick Coluccio, now Grand River Racing driver, the 18, Patrick Coluccio, in 4th. Seems like these guys certainly got a lot of practice in during the week, because this is a good showing out of the 4. And they're really starting to pull away now, too, from everybody else. About a half a second gap between Coluccio and Belk. That's a gap to be reckoned with. Snellgrove continuing to try to lead, though. Paul Ems pulls alongside to take it away through turn number 3. Really takes it away, though, as Greg Snellgrove slams on the brakes almost now as they leave turn number 4. It's going to have some pretty big implications rolling forward now. Paul Ems in the Valvoline number 28. Coluccio now up into 2nd position. Can Patrick Coluccio get a lap lead here at Michigan? See now some of the field is beginning to catch up just a little bit. Kyle Mundell throws it on the inside of Jeffrey Belk and is able to shoot on by, now up into 5th. Grand River Racing hoping to make a little bit of a comeback here tonight. Coluccio still looking interested. Very close there from Greg Snellgrove there on the exit of 4 from taking him out. He's got to be careful on those moves. Looks like bringing the top is going to be your game to play here as Coluccio dives down to the bottom, takes away the lead there on the exit of 2. Can he throw the block and keep the position? He can! Patrick Coluccio out to the lead. Number 18, Sports Fanatics Podcast, Chevrolet Camaro, is now leading the race. Can he get the lap led across the start-finish line? Let's see. Some nice information on Patrick there up in the New York region with me. 1.1K I rating. And that is going to be a lap led for Patrick Coluccio, the number 18. He's got it. Up 8 positions. That is impressive. Thank you once again to Pierce Graphics for giving us our fantastic overlay set that we see here tonight. Coluccio continues to lead. Paul M. still in 2nd position, though. Paul has been a weapon so far this race. After he got out to the front, he's been really good out in this clean air. I think he just has a bit of a better idea of what he's doing, and it really is beginning to show. Top 4 all together now. Tyler Hallahan running in 4th. Mundell in 5th. Looks like Belk has been able to keep pace just a little bit better now, up into 6th position, able to recover his pace a bit as Paul Ems is back out to the lead. Going to tag along with Belk here and see what he sees out of his cockpit view. Hear just how much off the throttle they are now with this worn tire wear as we are on lap number 30, about to enter 31 here at the Wingnut Productions 200. It shows the difference it makes how much lower the RPM is compared to what it was earlier. The outside he goes. Goes to keep it off the wall. You can hear the debris as he goes across. Down through the backstretch. I mean, this really is a, almost pedal to the metal, even with the tire wear on. A lot of throttle in and hoping to keep it steady, and so far it's really been working out for him so far, as a lot of these guys have. Belko just not able to keep up the pace as much as I think he wants to. Tyler Hallahan falling back as well as Belk is back up into the top 5. Watch him now ring around turn number 2. Down through the backstretch, Paul Ems leads the race. Once again, I want to give a thank you to Wingnut Productions, which is a photography company out in Nova Scotia, Canada, servicing family and motorsport photography. You should check them out at www.facebook.com/wingnutprod, or this link that I can put up in the chat now. So once again, thank you to them for sponsoring this week's race. It's great to see our sponsors out here representing. Cody Snyder is now back up into almost the top 10, currently running in 11th position in the number 4. It's been a while since we've seen Cody. I know he was not here last week due to some personal matters, and he got a really big shout out from his teammates over at the Forklook Media 180, giving him some really big support in that. So that just shows the kind of teamwork that these guys have, and I think it partially what has allowed him to come back to race with us here tonight. So once again, good to see you, Cody. Welcome back. Will Cloud is currently running in 9th position, trailing Matt Malavagna by quite a bit now, as Wes Gallop is hoping to shoot around Will. Let's see if he can do it there in that number 9. Down the backstretch, Wes has almost got the position. Can Gallo get it? Very still side by side. think a little bit of fresher tires that the number 9 has over the 48, and he does. He takes the position away. Look how much slower Will is through the corner, though. That is very old tires indeed, as now Greg Snellgrove has fallen back into 4th position. Patrick Coluccio back up into 2nd. Kyle Mundell now in 3rd. Grand River Racing currently running up in your top 5. 2nd and 3rd they are at. So can Mundell continuing to push Coluccio potentially to maybe a stage win? All Chevrolets up front except for Jeffrey Belk in your top 5. It is one of the things that CASCAR iRacing League is missing just a hair of is Fords. So if you are a Ford team and want to join in, make sure you go ahead and join up. We do have one Ford team, which is Adra Sim Sports, but they are not with us here tonight. Adra Esports, my apologies. 39 pulls alongside. That is a big run we're seeing now. Out of the 39, I think. Oh, yeah, he definitely went into pit. Those are some fresh tire gains that he's making right now. Number 39, Brandon Fiedler now is still going to be in 15th as he passes the leader with a ton of speed. Shows just what difference the fresh tires make. As Paul Emsler continues to lead on lap number 36, about to enter lap number 37. I believe right now Paul has the most laps led. We'll take a look at some information on Paul here. 1.5K I rating and up 9 positions. Started in 10th position. That is a great, great run, especially on 20-lap old tires. Just shows the skill that some of these guys can have behind the wheel. Battle for position a little bit further back right now going on between Sylvain Seguin and Michael Sparks. Sylvain able to get the position now, running in 12th as Sparks is trailing behind. Looking to catch up to Ashton Ricky, which is 4 seconds ahead up in the 26. Can they do it? It's going to be the real question. Will Cloud now in 10th position. Let's see him there struggling a little bit for pace now. Let's go ahead and see some information on Will. 2.2K I rating, down 4 positions. Same tire wear as your leader, though, however. Unless on that last stop he did not take tires, which is definitely possible, especially with that pace that he has right now. Rob Carl just made another gain of a position there on Matt Molovani, which you can't even see on screen due to it being a pit pass, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, a little bit further back. And now they're going to be duking it out a little bit closer towards the lead now. Coluccio keeps it ahead of Mundell, team owner, who's now going to be diving on the bottom to see if he can take it away as Jeffrey Belk is back up with these guys, running in 4th position. It looks like Jeff is definitely playing a more long-term game. He's not trying to, put a huge amount of pressure on these guys right away. He wants to stick it up to the outside wall and just keep it up there. And so far, that has been working, as he's been able to stay up almost in the top 5 the entire time. Paul Ems, who's basically just completely checked out now, about 1.5 seconds ahead of the next closest car. That is an insane gap, especially at a super speedway-esque track now. Is about to cross... Yep, he crossed the line a little bit before and is now on to lap number 40 of 100. Almost halfway there, about 10, 11 laps to go till stage. Just going to make sure this field gets all shaken up. Kyle Mundell currently drafting alongside, getting a big old push there from the 55. Jeff now diving down to the bottom, hoping to make a little bit of a change happen currently in the points. Coluccio able to stick it around the outside and able to just have a bit faster. Throws a block there on the 55. Greg Snellgrove a bit further back, down in 14th position now, as he was able to pit in earlier. Coming back up into the fray. You can see just how much that pace difference is, able to ride that bottom and is just absolutely gone. Goodbye, Greg. Will Cloud now out into 8th position. Ashton Ricky in 9th. With a rejoin with his Wingnut Productions Chevrolet Camaro. Mark LaPierre in 5th. So hop back up towards the front. We see Mundell still trailing in 2nd position with Coluccio behind. Jeffrey Belk in 4th. Hoping to see if he can finally make a, change again. if possible, but he was able to push Mundell out into second position, which is going to be huge for stage points in just a few laps if they can make it to the end. Lapierre now into the pit lane. Let's see if he can nail this pit stop. Comes down pretty slow and reliable stop. There it is, Burke Lapierre in the pits. Michael Sparks now able to be into 9th position with his own custom-made, we'll just call it the Canada car, figuring there's tons of Canadian propaganda on there, essentially. Sylvain Seguin currently running in 10th position, ahead of Brandon Fiedler, who is a decent ways back, veering into pit strategy, and Tyler Hallahan chasing behind Brandon to the best of his ability. Marc Lapierre just leaves the pits. Paul Ems continues to lead this race, though, as his team owner, Greg Snellgrove, has been able to race on by, as he is recovering on faster tires. Paul has got this thing pretty much under control right now on lap number 43 of 100. How much can he keep it together, though? I mean, that is the real big question you have to ask, especially in a race like this when it comes down to fuel mileage and tire strategy. If his tires are not looking too hot by the time he gets to the end of his run, it might not be the best thing for him. Problem is, when I say not too hot, I mean overheated and overworn. That's one of the things with the oval cars I think most people don't realize, is that usually your tire wear is not the problem, unless you're at certain tracks like Kansas. Other than that, though, the tire wear is not usually the issue while you're slow. It's the heat. Tires get so hot that you just don't grip as much as you used to, even though your wear is only about maybe 90%. Wes Gallop now is up into 5th position, chasing down Rob Carls, even get around. Rob, who unfortunately got involved in a big accident early on, has been sent to almost the entire... He was sent basically to the rear of the field and has been trying to be on a recovery effort to get back up towards the front. He's doing what he can. Jeffrey Belk now up into 2nd position as he trails Matt Malavagna, hoping to get some positions as the pit lanes are starting to come through. Grand River Racing currently in the pits, 5th and 6th. So what kind of recovery they can make. Just going to bring up your pit board there. You can see the pit lane information brought to you by Pierce Graphics. Paul Ems has a almost he has a 2 1/4 second lead over Jeffrey Belk, almost 2.5. It is impressive just how fast he's able to be. And now we get to watch the pit stop here for Jeffrey Belk as he comes down, slows to a grinding halt. That looks like pit road speed to me. Wes Gallop also coming into the pits. Cody Snyder as well. This is going to be an Equipment Geek Fun Fest. So we watch Will Cloud now here in the 48. And he chooses to stay out. That is going to be putting Will Cloud up into 2nd position now as he chases down Paul Ems, the best of his ability. However, being 23 seconds back, that is going to be a struggle and a half. Lap number 46 of 100. This is going to be your big pits time. Brandon Fiedler now able to come back around. He finally has got the pace that he's looking for. Up into 3rd position now, up with a fast race car. Paul Ems down pit road. Will Cloud just leaving pit position. Now is he still in 2nd place? Can he lead off of his not pit stop? And can he make it to the end now as he has a huge gap behind him? Not as big as I'd like to think it is. Brandon Fiedler chasing down hard, and Will has not come in. Will chooses to stay out again. Can Will Cloud make it to the end? This is the main question I have to ask, is now Will Cloud is leading this race. Brandon Fiedler behind, about 5 seconds back. Paul Ems leaving the pits now. Will Cloud playing the long game here, able to kind of juke us all out, I won't lie, as he leads this race now. Lap number 47 of 100. He's got to make it 4 laps. Can he do it? It's Pierce Graphics, Workbook Media, Chevrolet Camaro. Should give you a more definitive answer. I mean, he's just... the pace is there. Well, yeah. Brandon Fiedler trying his best to chase him down. Brandon's on older tires now, though. He's not on the freshies that he once was. He pitted quite a while back now, so he's not gaining just instantly as much every lap. Lap number 48. He's got 3 to go. Oh, those RPMs are low. I don't know. Might be sputtering now. I mean, that is very slow. He's going to have some lap cars coming up behind him of Sylvain Seguin, Michael Sparks, Ashton Reiki, all looking to pass by and get their lap back. Brandon Fiedler gaining hard now. Paul Ems on very fresh tires, chasing now in third position behind Brandon Fiedler, able to be a lot faster with his fresh tires. And as we saw before, is a very fast car. Lap number 49 of 100. About to hit the stage. Can Will Cloud get it? That becomes the question. And truth be told, I really don't know. I don't think so. I think he's going to get that stage taken and just absolutely ripped away from him, unfortunately. However, he's going to have an extra set of tires going forward. Just going to be a very big benefit to him is now there's going to be some cars racing around his outside. It's going to be white flag to the stage. Round turn 4 they go. Let's go and get out to the blimp cam so we can see the gaps a bit more closely now. There's Brandon Fiedler there in that red car behind the Napa 66. Lap 50, that's what we are on right now. He's got to complete the lap, and he's going to get the stage. He's very slow throughout these corners, though. You can see it, just the pace difference. Riding the high line, Brandon Fiedler just has this pace. I'm on the edge of my seat for this. I'm as excited as I was for the actual NASCAR race. Look at this. Will Cloud in the 48, leading the 39 still as they head through now 3. See how they go looking into 4. Can Will throw a block and get the stage win for himself? He is a self-affiliated driver. I think he can. Will Cloud comes across the line to get the stage here with the Wingnut Productions 200. Lap number 51 now. Where's the yellow? Should be out any minute. There it is. Yellow flag is out. Will Cloud wins your stage. Brandon Fiedler in second. Paul Ems in third on fresh tires. And Greg Snellgrove fourth. Jeffrey Belk in fifth. What a stage event. I think Will Cloud might be out of gas. Oh, based on how he's driving, he's definitely out. Congrats to him for getting the stage, though. That's going to be some extra points for him as all the drivers go alongside. He's going to enter a close pit. That's going to be a send to the rear for Will there. Nothing he can do about that one. So he heads into his pit stop. I'll go ahead and bring him up, as that has been a job well done. If he's in here, that is. He's not. Okay. Well, I'd bring up Will Cloud for getting the stage, but he's not here in the Discord, so... All right. If you want to join the Discord, by the way, make sure you head over to www.cascar.net, and there is a link to join at the bottom of your screen. Like I said, though, Will is not in the Discord, so I cannot bring him up after getting the stage win, which is unfortunate, because, I mean, what a stage at that. I mean, I'm surprised he made it. That is a very big accomplishment. Brandon Fiedler able to get second, though. We're going to bring him up in just a second. Brandon, just open the booth. Do you read me?
Yeah, what's up, Noah?
Well, once again, I've brought you back up here, and you got second in that stage. How are you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. I kicked myself a little bit because I screwed up one of the laps trying to run down Will, and I lost a lot of time, or I lost time that I could have been gaining on him. But overall, feeling pretty good.
I mean, the run he had up to the end is kind of scary because I don't think he pit after lap 10.
Yeah, he said he was saving fuel. He ran out down the back after the stage break, and he even came over the radio and said he didn't think it through because he had to coast all the way from back there to his pit.
And that is going to be a start for the rear for him, but that means you are now going to be leading off of pole position pending your excellent pit stop here.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Oh my God, Rob just missed his pit box.
Get to see that live. I mean, still, how has your race really been going, though, so far? I mean, it looks like you've had a pretty good control over the car. You've had a, pretty good race so far.
Yeah, it's been kind of what I was hoping it would be. Just a lot of patience and just trying to take care of the tires. And I think that's the big thing here is just trying to take care of the tires. If you run them off, you see what happens. Brian said he was catching Greg and them while they were up front, and Brian forgot to take tires this last time, or when we pitted under green, and he said he was still running them down up front. So it sounded like they ran their stuff off, and Brian was, with the amount of tire wear that he had, was still able to run them down on his tires from the beginning of the race.
Well, I think it just shows, the kind of skill that everybody can have behind the wheel, especially your team over at Equipment Geek Racing. I know you guys put in a lot of practice to make sure you guys can do well each week.
Oh, for sure, and it gave us a vote of confidence when we saw that Wes won the Truck Series race last night. So we knew that the strategy that we have for this race is a good one to have.
All right. Well, before I let you go, is there anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my family for watching. Thank my wife for letting me do this, or I should say, allowing me to do this. And thank you for putting on a great broadcast. I also thank 921 Mobile DJ, Shredder Plumbing, Equipment Geek Racing. I'm sorry if I missed anybody, but yeah, just like to thank all those people for allowing us to do what we do most Sundays.
All right, well, thank you very much for your time, Brandon. I do appreciate it, and good luck.
Thanks.
Number 39, Brandon Fiedler, starting in 4th position after getting 2nd in the stage. Your stage winner goes to Will Cloud, starting from the rear of the field, will end of the longest line after he ran out during the backstretch and had to enter a closed pit. Impressive run, though. I mean, that's gotta go into a highlight reel at some point, because that is just impressive. He's able to bring that 48 all the way around. With that, though, Jeffrey Belk is going to be starting on the pole position here for this stage. Wes Gallop alongside. That's going to be Equipment Geek lockout. Second row is going to go to a Great White North lockout between the 22 of Greg Snellgrove and the 28 of Paul Ems. This is going to be one heck of a race off the start. Once again, compared to last season, there is a difference this time. You got to wait for the green flag to drop before you can go. There is no going as soon as the pace car pulls off or whenever the leader chooses. Done for safety on start reasons and for a little bit more convenience of just keeping everything together. With that, though, now as they head through the front stretch here at Michigan International Speedway, they enter the Geico restart zone and green flag. They drop. They go. Brian Fredian looking to the outside already of Kyle Mundell. They're 4 wide here off the start. Brandon Fiedler on the bottom. That is going to be one very big, scary moment for these guys. Jeffrey Belk off to a great start. Still 3 wide now as they run through turn number 1. 3 wide in 2 spots. Almost becoming 3 a little bit further back is now Brandon Fiedler is down on the bottom, able to get himself up into 2nd position already. Paul Ems, though, alongside on that high lane. Tyler Hallahan on the bottom, sticking it 3 wide again. Fradian finally able to make up some pace and sticking on the outside. Wes Gallop still in the center, dropping like a rock. Does not have the pace I think he is hoping for as Fiedler comes out in the lead off of the exit of turn number 4. We'll be leading our first lap back under green here in the CASCAR Shorter Plumbing Cup Series here at the Wingnut Productions 200. Thank you to Wingnut Productions for sponsoring this week's race. Please go ahead and check them out over at facebook.com/wingnutprod on the link available on your screen now. Star 39 continues to lead here at Michigan. Kyle Mundell is now up into 2nd position, leading Paul Ems and Brian Fradian as Wes Gallo and Jeffrey Belk stick it out together, hoping to stay to the high side, throwing some blocks onto Tyler Hallahan and Rob Carl, who's back up into 10th position and remaining in contention for this race. Will Cloud seems way further back, stuck in the pits. Seems to have an issue of some sort, has not been able to rejoin your racing field, which is kind of weird. Anyway. Fiedler continues to lead here. Mundell alongside Fradian, sticking to the bottom and has a lot of pace there alongside Mundell. Can he side draft him there just for a second? Looks like he's maybe able to take a little bit of air off that spoiler. Not quite enough, though, as they now run through turn number 3 before heading down towards the front stretch once again. Tyler Hallahan makes himself back up into 5th position. If we undergo into yellow, it's going to be him or Paul Ems or maybe even Coluccio I bring up at some point because these guys have been on a roll here tonight. A lot of practice goes into some of these races, and sometimes they're able to just stick it out and win the war of attrition and do a really good job of doing so. I know that Great White North likes to consider Tyler Hallahan a really good super speedway racer. We just don't get to see him too much. And up front is now Will Cloud rejoins the racing surface. Going to be a lap down. 2 laps down, my apologies. Stage 1 or 2 laps down. That's something you don't see every day. He's got a lot of fresh tires, though. Full tank of gas. He's going to be able to move. Chases alongside your leaders up here as Brian Fradian is going to be leading your race ahead of teammate Brandon Fiedler. It's 28 of Paul Ems and 34 of Kyle Mundell right behind, hoping to stick alongside and make up some good time. Lap number 69, nope, 59 we are on here tonight. They can do. Catching up now to the lap car of Sylvain Seguin there in the number 66. How are they going to handle this? We've seen Sylvain be very competitive earlier on in this race before as they're 3 wide a little bit further back. As you can see, Coluccio trying to make a run back up towards the front again. Fredian goes down, maybe down low, blocks again for his teammate. See how they stick it around Sylvain. Does he move down to get out of the way? He does not. Stays right on the racing lane. Does not want to move out of the way. Alongside they go. You can see everybody racing on by. Fredian sticks it down low to hopefully get around. He does. Sylvain moves out to the top side to make sure he stays out of the way, and that is going to allow Fiedler and maybe Ems to get there. Almost a hair of contact between the 66 and the 39, though. Don't know what Sylvain is doing there, sticking it out to the high side. So 81 takes away another lap led. You're not able to get around Tyler Hallahan on the bottom there of the of the 66. Paul Ems there now shooting it up on the bottom, hoping to see if he can do something there to take away that race lead again and make it his own. We saw Paul Ems earlier was able to absolutely dominate stage number 1 until he had to go in for the pit lane, and Will Cloud was able to stick it out on fuel. Something I was definitely not expecting. Two yellows we had in stage 1. I think we're going to be in a pretty good spot for the rest of this race. Lap number 61, 62, we are on. Mundell running in 4th position there once again. He's able to be up here. Kyle Mundell has been winless so far in the CASCAR Cup Series. He is hoping to get his first win soon. November 34. Waterloo Brewing is usually his primary sponsor, but not for the month of November. Hoping to help fellow Chevrolet Camaro Paul Ems on the bottom, getting some assistance there from Hallahan as well as Sequin still follows behind, side drafting a little bit there out of the 39, taking some air off, not letting him have it easy, that is for sure. As Paul Ems sticking alongside, now has that 2nd place position. It's not going to go easily for these guys. Fredian still has the lead. He's still on fresher tires than the rest of them, if I'm not mistaken. Fiedler was able to tell us that during his interview for getting 2nd place in the stage, that Fredian is on a lot fresher tires due to him staying out on old ones way before. '81 of Fredian continues to lead ahead. Teammate behind once again. Paul Ems, though, he is keeping up and does not want to let it go. Kyle Mundell starting to fall off. Same with Hallahan. As now Rob Carl is back out towards the front. Can he get back up into the top 5? Marc Lapierre shooting up into 6th position now. Got some big rear end damage there on the 2. He's getting chased down by Wes Gallop and Will Cloud, Coluccio, Belk, and Malavagna. Marc Lapierre is someone we don't usually see running up towards the front a lot, but here at Michigan, he was almost able to secure a very well position there in the Weed Designs Truck Series, which you can you can join in on Saturdays. Find out more information at www.cascar.net. He's able to do real well in the trucks, and tonight so far in the Cup, he's doing real well, able to stick it up into the top 10. Hopefully continue to have a good race here tonight. Wes Gallop there shooting it on the bottom, currently running in 9th position, hoping to get around Coluccio, just doesn't have the run for it yet. Going to pull down to the bottom now with his teammate Jeffrey Belk right on his bumper. These two working together is going to allow them to have some extra boost of pace. Last season, though, Wes Gallop was able to finish 2nd position behind previous season champion Stephen Black. But currently, Wes is not doing his best for this race so far. I think one more pit stop and a good fuel strategy, these guys might be able to beat out a little bit better. Out towards the front of your race. Whoa, almost in time for a wreck there, looks like. Kyle Mundell is going to be pushing onto the rear of the 28. as they head down through the backstretch to the 39, sticking it out wide, does not want to get involved, keeping his tires in a good place as possible. 3 wide, leaving turn number 4. Hand open to make it shoot 4 almost. Let's start finish line. Brian Fredien having a pretty commanding lead of this race. Once again, it looks like as soon as you're able to get up to the lead and you have a good line and a good run, you have the place to go. After a couple rough races, I know Brian has been looking forward to having a race of his own, and I think this just might be it. If you can remember from last season, the end-of-season run he had was incredible, winning, I believe, 3 races in a row. One of them being Watkins Glen. That's about the only one I can remember because I have goldfish brain. But still, I mean, he had a really excellent end of the season last time. He's been off to a bit of a slow start again, but he seems to have some pretty good pace now and has been, really sticking out the best he can. That Victos number 81 Toyota Camry. Alhan shooting it out now, seeing if he can continue in 4th position, maybe get up in the 3rd around his teammate Paul Ems there in the number 28. Three of the Great White North drivers had 8 in their number, 28, 88, and 8. And then Greg Snowgrove being the differing factor there, having a 22. Interesting, he's not a Logano fan, at least not as much as I know. Speaking of Snellgrove, he is currently a hair ways back there in 13th position. We're on Cody Snyder now. Atlantic Carrier, the sponsor of his vehicle. Also official partner of the CASCAR Shorter Plumbing Cup Series. BTC being one of the other sponsors. Myself, F4 Cloak Media, and Pierce Graphics rounding it out with obviously the primary sponsor of the Shorter Plumbing Cup Series being Shorter Plumbing. Appreciate Slow Plumbing for joining us this season. Mundell now up into 2nd position, chasing down Fradian as Paul Ems is still in 3rd position. Lap number 70 they're going to be on now. Paul Ems, they're hoping to work a little bit closer to the middle of the bottom, seeing if he can get around. He has been up here this entire time so far. Brandon Fiedler hoping to stick a little bit further back. He's been running a bit more of the high side, hoping to stay out of trouble, and it has been working out in his favor so far. Currently, Matt Malavagna is running in 11th position, a bit in a league of his own right now, as Jeffrey Belk is a bit in front, as is Wes Gallop. Now, as we hop out to the front, it seems like the 2 Chevrolets are able to work together and push Kyle Mundell out to get the lap led. Can Mundell keep it, though, is the question. That run that Brian has on the outside is impeccable. Now, as we head through turns 1 and 2, that 39 starting to stick it to the bottom, hoping to catch up very close to the rear quarter there of the 28. Fradien's run along the outside, though, is just too much for that 34 Movember car to handle. Now, as they run through 3 and 4, let's see how they handle it this time. All of them sticking out to the high side, minus Hallahan and Mundell. So they now are going to be going through your front stretch. Thank everybody that has joined out for our race here tonight. I appreciate everybody that has come out. And I know that everyone here does too, as we're able to get some good sponsor time for them all. And, well, just like NASCAR, that's kind of what it's about. But the main thing is good racing, and that's what we always get here with CASCAR. Almost shooting a 3 wide off the exit of 2. Very single file line to see Paul M shooting it down to the bottom to see if he can get around Mundell. Fradian continues to lead, though. Fiedler chooses to stick it high side still. That leaves Ems all alone on the bottom, except Will Cloud now. Still 2 laps down in 16th position, mind you. Still keeping up pace. Don't know what happened on his pit stop, what he had to do or whatever, but maybe it was a speeding penalty or something. I don't know how he would have gotten that, though, figuring it was a close pit, but whatever. He's been keeping pretty good pace so far after he was able to win the stage. Fiedler now out into 2nd position. Nope, 3rd, as Mundell still has that 2nd place locked out to himself. Brian Fradian has led just about every single lap, minus a few. since we went green again after the stage. Lap number 74 we are on now here in the CASCAR Short Palmy Cup Series as we see the 34 dive down to the bottom. Can he take the position now? He has a bit more of a run. The tires are a bit more worn in. Sometimes that bottom lane can be a bit more effective when you don't have so much a run on the outside. I think that's the effect he's planning on, but it does not look to be the case. Just doesn't have the run. Stick it again to the bottom, hoping to get some help from that fellow Chevrolet of Paul Ems, but he's just not there enough for him. That cleaner that Friday has been helping him this entire time. Stick it out towards the front and just run away with this thing. Once again, I want to thank everybody that has come out here for the Wingnut Productions 200, brought to you by Wingnut Productions, which you can check out at the link on screen now. It's going to be at www.facebook.com/wingnutprod. They are a family and motorsports photography company out in Nova Scotia. So make sure you go and give them a check out. Mundell rides the bottom lane, hoping to once again be able to lead a lap as he's got Paul Ems finally behind him in a position to help. Mundell has the lead across the line. Very close, though. Very, very close. Can that bottom lane continue to help him now that he has some drafting with him? As Will Cloud sticks to the outside as he's able to gain some pace on Fratty and the 39 of Fiedler. Mundell out to the lead. He officially has it. Fratty Ann, though, on the bottom. Can he take it back? These guys are going to be swapping positions the entire time, I can tell you. That 81 just has the extra grip, I think, and just there's nothing that anybody can do about it. Sometimes the high line's just the better way to go. Sometimes it's the bottom. Depends on where everybody's at. Currently running in last, we see Sylvain Seguin there in the number 66 Napa Auto Parts, chasing behind the 88 of Tyler Hallahan, who is running up in the top 5. Rob Carl has been able to make a recovery after his early race incident and is now up into 6th position, leading ahead of Mark LaPierre, Coluccio, Belt, Gallo, Malavagna, Snellgrove. Is now Wes Gallop is able to get around Colucci. .39 on the bottom. It looks like Equipment Geek is trying to see if they can pull a bit of a strategy call and maybe get themselves into a good position. It's kind of working now that they are back out in front once again. However, it seems like Great White and Grand River Racing have other plans in terms of who can lead this race, as Paul Ems is back out into 2nd position, now back down to 3rd. They are still side by side. This is great racing. Honestly, it's been a while since we've seen so much side-by-side action here, not just in the CASCAR Cup Series, but racing in general. It's awesome to see these guys just on each other the entire time. Will Cloud are on the outside with a lot more paces. All of them slow down to enter pit road. Brian Fradian going to be leading on pit road. Mark LaPierre now moved up into 2nd position with Rob Carl leading the field. Coluccio now in 3rd. Wes Gallo in 4th. Belt in 5th. This field strategy they are on is currently playing out a little bit in their favor now. The least thing some of these guys want is the caution to come out. That would have to be Tyler Hallahan, Brandon Fiedler, Paul Ems, Mundell, Fratty Ann. None of them want the caution to come out right now, though, because if they do, they're going to be trapped a lot further back than I think they want to be. However, it would be a great time for the caution to come out for a couple of these guys, such as Will Cloud, Mark LaPierre, Sylvain Seguin, Ashton Ricci. Be a perfect time for them as Mark LaPierre goes into the pits. Jeffrey Belk out into 4th. Rob Carl leads this race once again with Patrick Coluccio behind. On lap number 80 now of 100. About to hit 8/10 of the race through. About 3/4, my apologies. Use that stat. Where's the 4/5? I don't know. I'm tired. 4/5, that's what it was supposed to be. Rob Carl slows down a lot now. Wes Gallo out to the lead. Patrick Coluccio in 2nd. Lap lead goes to Gallo. Coluccio almost able to get around the outside, though, as they enter turn number 1. These two are going to have to be pitting quite soon. Same with Jeffrey Belka, not too much further behind. Brian Fradian leads your pit of freshly tamed cars. Ahead of Mundell, Fiedler, Ems, Hallahan, and a bit further back, LaPierre. As I've said before, Coluccio now is going to be leading this race as Wes Gallop is starting to slow down. Wes Gallop now pulls down pit road. Jeffrey Belk alongside for a pseudo teammate work. Michael Sparks way further back. We can't count him right now where he's going in. Patrick Coluccio sticking to the outside, though. Now, the problem that Coluccio is going to be facing, though, is that his nickname is not Mr. Hybrid. So he does not have the Jennings Esports ability of just saving fuel to a ridiculous amount. So we're going to see, because he's having some connection issues as well as Michael Sparks takes away second position. Coluccio's back in once again. You can see his pace is just so much slower than it should be. As he slows down now to enter pit road. Michael Sparks, as soon as he catches back up, is going to be taking away your lead, and he has to stay ahead of Brian Fradian, who is 10 seconds back. Sparks has a bit more pace by himself, though, compared to what it's looked like before. But based on that engine sounds, he's definitely coming in this time. Brian Fradian is going to be taking away the lead once he is able to wrap around turn number 4. He leads Kyle Mundell, Brandon Fiedler, Paul Ems, and Tyler Hallahan, all of which are going to be jumping back up to your top 5. See? What did I say? Rob Carl, though, also now in 6th position. Still a bit of a ways back, 3 seconds behind Hallahan. However, that is close enough to where some of these guys that have been leading before should take note. Rob was able to lead a very dominant stretch in the first bit before some of the cautions came out and he got overtaken. However, we know that he can be fast, and he was able to win the All-Star events. So that is something to be reckoned with. As Brian Fradian, though, able to use some of that fresh air to stick it out front still. He's got Mundell behind, however, and it's not making his life easy for him as Mundell is continuing to gain on this lap. He sticks it down almost to the paint on the yellow. 34 sticks it out back wide again. Michael Sparks did not take his fast repair or even really get a lot of damage repaired there. We still see the damage on the front right. Was I mistaken? No, he did not get the damage repaired. Looks like he did get some of it repaired, though. Brandon Fiedler currently runs in 3rd position, hoping to get around the 34 of Mundell, but Mundell is not letting him have it. Kyle Mundell looking to be a bit more aggressive now. He has enough fuel to make it to the end. He has enough tire to make it to the end. These are your top 5 to watch. The only thing that's going to stop them now is a caution. Round turn 4 we go. It's a pretty consistent field lineup at this point. Ashton Ricky now goes into the pits. Tyler Hallahan has apparently fallen a long way back now. It's now going to be your top 4. Paul M is going to be the one to watch here. He was able to be very dominant earlier on, but it looks like Brian Fradian, though, with his incredible pace right now, is going to be the one to watch. As we see Mundell coming around, seeing if he can make a move along the outside. Just isn't quite there with the pace yet. He's got to get a good run, but the problem is he's not going to get any help from the 39 behind. Even though Mundell is a friend of Equipment Geek. As soon as I say that, though. Fradian goes down low. Fiedler sticks it up high. Mundell has that outside lane. It looks like it's just not quite enough. 81 Victos machine doing a real good job of sticking it out there, though. He's doing a impeccable job of it, honestly. Heading back a little bit in the field, we're going to see Mark LaPierre and Greg Snellgrove currently racing for position. Right now, as Snellgrove is trying to chase down LaPierre, but just doesn't have the pace for it yet. Mark, once again, on a pretty good stretch right now, able to be in 8th position in the top 10. He's looking for a good points finish here tonight. Will Cloud, unfortunately, is still a lap down. Currently, the lead car a lap down. In 15th position, we can hop over to him, who's currently leading these two. This pace he had and the stage win that he unironically got. Jeffrey Bell currently running in 7th position, not too much further ahead of them, trying to chase down Rob Carl. Looks like that pace between them is shrinking, which is good to see. 55 making some moves. Back out front, though, we can see your leaders. We see Kyle Mundell dives down to the bottom. These guys have not left each other alone since the stage. Think about that. It's going to be almost 50 laps of non-stop racing as we see the cloud starting to cover the racetrack a bit more. Sun getting a little bit closer into the setting position. Remember, Michigan does not have lights here on the iRacing.com service. So this race is going to have to be finished up pretty quick, but it will be, figuring as we're on lap number 89, about to go into lap number 90. Mundell still down low, did not work out in his favor as he's now shuffled down into 3rd position, has to keep it ahead of Paul Ems, who's not going to let him have it and is now going to be moving up into 3rd position. Can Mundell on the bottom maybe get 3rd back from that number 28? He can't. Does not have the pace. Paul blocks. However, now with Paul Ems back up into 3rd position, right on the bumper of the 39, can he move himself back into 2nd position? Where Paul Ems was able to win. No, I think he got 2nd at Darlington. So I know Paul is pretty desperate. I believe he won iRacing Super Speedway last season, however, which will be coming up once again later on the season. Once again, brought to you by Tim Carey Motorsports. We'll be seeing later on. Always love to see the races we get here in the CASCAR Shorter Plumbing Cup Series. Always the fantastic spot racers that we bring on. Brandon Fiedler now out to the lead ahead of Brian Fradian. Signaling out to the outside. That allows Mundell to go on the bottom. Not sure if they're having a... Oh! Collected into the wall there at the 39. Collision between him, the 81, and the 34. Paul Ems looking for a gap as they're 3 wide entering turn number 1. Nope, turn number 3. They back out of that one, though. Paul Ems does not... Nope. Oh, goodness. Where is everybody? There we go. Kyle Mundell out to the lead ahead of Equipment Geek, and he's got Paul Ems behind him. Very close behind. Can Paul get out to the front? Entering turn 1, they go. I would watch throughout the rest of your field for some battles, but this really is the closest battle we have out front, and it's been non-stop. Mundell definitely has the lead now as he was trying to block Fradian, but just didn't have the pace to do it. That 81, as soon as he gets a hint of draft, he is just gone. As Fradian takes the bottom lane away and is going to be cruising once again out to the front. Way slower there on the high side there for the 34, but the run Fradian does not have off of the exit. Mundell dives down to the bottom. They're going to be doing this formation again. They're 3 wide going across the start-finish line. Mundell back out to the lead. Paul Ems looking interesting right on the bottom of the 81. It's going to be a game of who can keep the lead after turn number 4 is what this game is going to be looking like. Lap number 39, we are on very close to the end. 8 to go. Fiedler still in 2nd position even after the wall scrape. Paul Ems hoping to battle Fradian for 3rd. He's on the bottom. He might be able to have it, but that run, depending that the outside has, is going to determine who really can get the position, and it looks like Fradian has it for now. So Mundell continues to lead now with an even more sizable lead. Can Mundell win it? That is the question. Does he have the fuel? I'm pretty sure he does. Does he have the tire? It's looking like he does compared to the pace gaps. However, this is a close battle for the win. 7 to go. Head out to the outside, brought to you by Frankenstein Metalworks. We head through turns 3 and 4. The Duke that they have now to the win. 6 to go. Thank you once again to Wingnut Productions for bringing us this fantastic race, and thank you to Schroeder Building for putting on a fantastic season here in the CASCAR iRacing League. If you want more information on CASCAR and where to join the truck series, you can go ahead and search up www.cascar.net. Want to find out more information about me and Fourcloak Media, you can go ahead and go to w.fourcloak.net. So watch now as Equipment Geek takes second and third across the line, 5 to go. Paul M's looking to see if he can get by. He's right on the rear bumper. I think when it comes down to the last lap, I would not be surprised to see M's turn Fradian, Fiedler, or maybe even Mundell for the win. Paul has been desperate for it. He's had a rough racing week, but he's finally able to be in a good spot. I wouldn't blame him, and there's the common saying, racer would spin on his own mother for the win. Fiedler down to the bottom. He has the pace off of the exit. Can he pinches Mundell out wide. Mundell has the run off the exit, though, almost door slamming to go across the line. 4 to go. Their 981 dive down to the bottom. It looks like they have the pace down there. Paul Ems looks to join them now as Mundell is still in second. Fiedler takes away the position. Skimming the wall there for the 34 as they're 3 wide now. Paul Ems back out into third position. He chases by the number 81. Potentially the hopes of a win there, where the 34 almost crushed. Unless he has the pace to get back up, and there's a mistake out of the 39. Lap number 98, 3 to go. As soon as I say that, though, they are very close up. Once again, we see the 2 Camaros go down low. Paul Ems hoping to take away the lead. We saw him do it before. He might be able to. They're slowing down enough now so that Belk and Carl are able to catch up. A bit of a push there from the 34 to the 28. You're seeing 3 out of your 4 out of the... you see the 4 guys up here. 3 of them are going to get podium interviews. Who is it going to be? You got bets on who's going to win this race. Make sure you throw it out in the comments now of the video. Let's see who can do it. It's 2 to go. Let's say more, but this is just an intense race to watch. So now Paul Ems takes away second from Brian Fradian off the exit of turn number 2. He throws the block too. Rob Carl now up into the fray. Enter turn number 3 now. We see Ems on the bottom. He is going to try to take it away from the 39. The run that Brandon is going to get on the outside, same with Brian, is going to be good. Is it enough, though, as Rob is on the bottom? Paul throws the block towards the bottom, and this is it. This is the white flag. Rob pushes the number 28 now on the bottom. Who can get it? That is the question. Much better entry out of the number 2. Across everybody, the 2 blocks the 39. Nope, not the 39, the 34. 39 of Brandon Fiedler continues to lead this race. Paul Ems in second. Brian Fradian in third. Your top 6 are all up here. Jeffrey Belk now up into your top 5. Into turn 1 they go. Brian Fradian taking the paint line. Can he do it? That is the question we have to answer here tonight in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series as we come to the green flag here in the Wingnut Productions 200. Brandon Fiedler has the lead. Paul Ems in third. And Brandon Fiedler has taken away the win here at the Wingnut Productions 200 at Michigan International Speedway. Brand Fradian takes home a second position. Paul Ems in third. Mundell takes a top 5 in fourth. And Rob Carl finishes in 5th. Jeffrey Belk just outside in 6th position. Hallahan up with a top 10 in 7th. Same with Snellgrove LaPierre. Wes Gallop, who was 2nd in last season's race, unfortunately has been only able to finish in 10th. Malavagna up to an 11th place position. Snyder in 12th. Patrick Galuccio finishes 13th after some laps led in a very competitive earlier stage. Michael Sparks finishes 14th as I think Wes Gallop was trying to finish out this race. Will Cloud finishes 15th. Sylvain Seguin finishes 16th. And Ashton Ricci finishes in 17th. Your top 2. Well, your first and third position. Nope, you're top two. Look at me, able to do some burnouts together for Equipment Geek Racing. Very well earned ones at that. Hope Brandon goes down to the checkered spot down there so we can get some race winning pictures. Fantastic job done by Brandon Fiedler, Brian Fradian, Paul Ems, and the rest of the crew out here tonight. It has been a great race here with the Wingnut Productions 200. My prayers have been answered. He does head down and we can get some winner pictures there on the checkerboard at Michigan. What a race. Seriously, what a race. I was not expecting it to be this chaotic and this just intense. I mean, it's been great to see, especially after a great championship weekend that we saw out in out in actual NASCAR. So, looks like Will Cloud had to stay behind on the stage end due to a 49-second hold. Yikes. That explained his hold. With that, let's go and bring up your third place finisher, Paul Ems. Paul, it's an open the booth. Do you read me?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Congratulations on getting yourself a podium finish. You were able to do it. Is this the first time you're up here this season?
Yeah, it is the first time this season.
Nice. I mean, it's great to see you up here. I mean, this has been such a race for you. I know you've had quite a week when it's come to racing so far. So being able to come up and get not only a podium finish but get several laps led earlier on in this race too must be a nice feeling.
Yeah. Honestly, the car felt amazing tonight. I don't know. I'm not usually too great at Michigan, but it felt good all race. Managed to lead quite a bit there. It's always hard when you're battling without teammates up front, but I got to admit I'm sweating a little bit. That was a good battle.
For sure. I mean, ever since the stage caution ended, you had been battling Mundell, Fradian, Fiedler, and a few others for the lead the entire time.
Yeah, I was really hoping I had some car left at the end, but after battling that hard for so many laps, it just tends to fall off on you. But I'm happy with the third, and the rest of the team seemed to do pretty good. So all in all, good win, good race, sorry.
I mean, absolutely. Great White North had a pretty good points day here today, especially with your podium position. Great job done by you once again. Who do you have to thank for such a good run you had?
Honestly, I gotta thank Greg. He's taught me a lot with saving tires, and it's really paid off well here. So big shout out to him and the rest of the team. We practiced quite a bit, and it's glad to see it pays off.
All right. Well, thank you much for your time, Paul. I do appreciate it. And once again, congratulations on the podium finish.
Thanks, Noah.
Number 28, Paul Ems taking home a third here in the CASCAR Shorter Plumbing Cup Series. I know he has been desperate for a podium this entire time. He's finally been able to get it. I know we've been a little bit happier with a win, but what can you do? So good for him, able to get that. And now for the first time tonight, let's go ahead and bring up the number 81 of Brian Fradian. Brian, it's open the booth. Do you read me?
I do. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, but you just got yourself a second place position here at Michigan, able to work with your teammate, holding off Mundell, Carl, and Ems. I mean, what a run you had.
Yeah, that was wild. I was sweating.
I'm not surprised. I mean, the amount of work that you guys had to put in, holding each other off, it was really something else to watch.
Yeah, that just that entire after the stage break, just that entire run was wild. Like it's even though I didn't win, this is up there with my other wins as far as finishes, just because of how competitive it was and how respectful but hard the racing was at the end.
Absolutely. I mean, you guys, as the phrase goes, you never gave each other an inch, but you always gave each other a mile.
Yeah, it's like it. Yeah.
Bit of a loss for words after such a great run.
Yeah. It was wild to the first stage. I messed up at the first pit stop. The first pit cycle. I forgot to take tires, so I ran the entire first 50 laps on the same set, and I thought I was really kind of sweating the tire fall off and possibly falling a lap down, but I'm happy that I just this was an amazing race.
It absolutely was. I mean, you really did do an impeccable job being able to hold up with your teammate and just get yourself a 1-2 lockout.
Yeah, yeah, and like to be honest, like both M's and Mundell did an amazing job fighting us. It was awesome.
Absolutely. Well, who do you have to thank for such a great run and getting yourself a silver trophy here tonight?
I want to thank my wife and my parents and my grandparents and all of my family and everybody who's watching. Um, thank you for putting this on. Thank my teammates. Victos again. Yeah, it was wild.
It definitely was. Go ahead and take a minute to cool off and celebrate a little bit with your second
Yeah,
place finish.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great night.
You too.
Number 81 of Brian Fradian. Great run he had, honestly. A great job. Well, with that, let's go ahead and bring up your race winner, Brandon Team Kill Fiedler. Brandon's up in the booth. Again, do you read me?
I do know.
3 times this race you've been able to get brought up. I mean,
I know. It was awesome.
what a run. Not only you, Brian, but I mean the entire battle after the stage between you, Fradian, Ems, Mundell, a bit towards the end with Belk and Carl. I mean, that is just incredible.
Oh, for sure, for sure. My strategy coming off of pit road after green flag pit stops was to get close enough to both Mundell and Brian, where I could get a draft off of them. And once I kind of did that, I was able to run the high line a little bit more. And like I said earlier, I was able, if you run the high line, you save a little bit more tire. At least I do. And as long as I was within drafting distance to the guys in front of me, I could run the high line and save my tires. And lo and behold, it worked.
It absolutely did. I mean, you had help from your teammate, you had help from Ems, you had help from everybody trying to get all the way up here, and you're just holding everybody off. I mean, just what a battle. I mean, speaking to Fradian, he sounded exhausted after having to fight the entire time. I'm sure you are.
Oh yeah, I'm drenched in sweat, so I might have to take a shower later. But that's the kind of racing that I expect, that I love about this league. Is we race hard, but we race clean. Uh, thank goodness there were no cautions at the end there. But like I said, I love this league. I love how clean we race everyone, but I love how hard we race each other. Just like those last 25 laps there.
For sure. I mean, what a great show that you were able to put on for everybody, and a fantastic race win. First of the season, is it not?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I was telling the guys since all of them started racing in this league, because I raced a little bit in the first season where we didn't really have it broadcasted, but since we had this broadcasting, this is my first non-super speedway win. So I will take that.
See, look at that. It all works out in the end.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Well, I want to thank you very much for your time. Who do you have to thank for such a great race win here tonight?
I'd like to thank my family, everybody for watching. I'd like to thank my wife for allowing me to do this on Sundays. I'd like to thank 921 Mobile DJs, Schrader Plumbing for being on the car. I'd like to thank Four Cloak Media, you, for also being on the car. The guys back at the shop, and EG Racing all together. It's a great group of guys, and everyone was just ecstatic that we won this race. We were fully hoping to have an EG sweep of the truck and cup race this weekend, and we pulled it out, and I'm very happy that I was the one that was able to bring the trophy home.
Makes a lot of sense to me, and you've done a great job, and the entire team has. So I want to thank you very much for your time once again, and congratulations on the race win.
Thank you so much.
Number 39 of Brandon Fiedler, able to take home the race win in the number 39 Spider-Man 921 Mobile DJ / Schroeder Plumbing Toyota Camry. What a race. Seriously. we've had an entire night of great racing from the NASCAR Cup Series earlier on today at Phoenix. Kyle Larson taking home the season championship in real life. And then here, side-by-side action between 4 to 5 cars for the entire second stage of the race. Incredible. Something else and stuff I really come to expect out of CASCAR. And it definitely has shown here. The colors of CASCAR get to show through. So if you're interested in racing CASCAR, make sure you check out www.cascar.net to join in the Week Designs Truck Series before you can go and move on up to Cup. And I've been Noah Walter here on 4Cloak Media, twitch.tv/4Cloak. I want to thank my sponsors over at Pierce Graphics, Equipment Geek Racing, and Frankenstein Metalwork for helping us put on such a great show every night. Thank you once again to Wingnut Productions for giving us a fantastic race here tonight at Michigan International Speedway. Go ahead and make sure you check out that link on screen now. That's www.facebook.com/wingnutprod. And you can get some fantastic photography done in the Nova Scotia area between family and motorsports content. Once again, I've been Noah Walter here on twitch.tv/4Cloak, and I'll see y'all next time. Have a good one.